Grand Rising, and welcome to another segment of CLG View Point. I'm Cindy Lorraine Grais, and it's an absolute honor to have you here today. Today, under natural law in the Kingdom of Canada, it is Divina Day 15, year 0035, Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Well, each segment, I like to start with a clearing of all negative energies, and I use a sage stick. Some of you are familiar with the process. Some of you, this is new. This works very well of clearing all negative energies, leaving only positive energies here, and for you as well. And so it is. To all low energy entities, you are sent back to your perfect place, escorted by my spiritual guides, and so it is. I'm divine love and divine gratitude. Today we'll be covering, be mindful of the people around you. The space tent. Meta becomes the latest big tech company, turning to nuclear power for its AI needs. Hydrogen storage innovation from FAMU-FSU aims to power zero-emission aircraft by 2035. CTV National News, Alberta pushes for interprovincial pipeline as PM meets with premiers. Quantum teleportation will blow your mind. Food replicators, just a little clip from a Star Trek show on what replicators are all about, what it does. Out of control wildfire near Port Alberni on Vancouver Island grows to 15 hectares, believed to be human caused. Going to work in a flying car. And at the end, I have a little fashion show on ideas of new space kind of outfits. Okay. And now on to the video. The first video. Be mindful of the people around you.
When you meet people, there is a frequency balance between the two electromagnetic fields. So let's say you're vibrating very high and the person you meet is vibrating very low. There is a frequency balancing of this. So your frequency who's very high will fall and the frequency who's very low will rise to counteract and balance this frequency. So with that being said, people are stealing your energy. This is why you need to be very careful of the people who are in your surroundings, because these fields carry their emotions, their minds, their thoughts, and these fields pass on all of this energy into you. You see, these fields are manifestations of their internal state. So be careful of who is around.
And now, my second video is Space Tent.
Air mattress, which allows it to do something pretty cool. Let me show you what that is in just a minute. This is a pop-up tent that assembles in minutes, and it allows you to camp on the hardest ground without worrying about it, or you can even float on the water and sleep out overnight. But let's take a little bit of a closer look at this thing. Setup took about 15 minutes. The bottom is basically a built-in air mattress. You have two doors, a front door and a back door. You have zip-up windows. You've got an insert for a stove already lined up right here. So if you want to heat it, you can. And then once you get inside, you have plenty of headspace, but you can also pop all of these down. You got a nice sunny day, and you can have yourself an amazing setup inside. And if it's not so nice out, it actually has built-in rain guards on top of it. They simply fold down and then they tie together just using a system, and they roll right back up when you don't need them. And that built-in air mattress allows you to float right on water, so you can hook it up to the end of your dock and sleep out overnight right on the lake, or let it roll on down the river and go for an adventure. This is the Acacia Space Tent. More info at the Dirt Monkey Shop.
What fun, to sleep on a tent on the water. And now on to Meta becomes the latest big tech company turning to nuclear power for the AI needs. By the Associated Press, updated on June the 3rd, 2025. In Washington, Meta has cut a 20-year deal to secure nuclear power to help meet surging demand for artificial intelligence and other computing needs at Facebook's parent company. An investment with Meta will also expand the output of a Constellation Energy Illinois nuclear plant. The agreement announced Tuesday is just the latest in a string of tech nuclear partnerships as the use of AI expands. Financial details of the agreement were not disclosed. I have a video courtesy of CBC News.
Titan turns to nuclear power. Meta just signed a 20-year agreement to buy nuclear power from Constellation Energy. The social media giant joins the growing list of big tech names like Amazon and Google teaming up with the nuclear industry to meet the steep power demands of AI, artificial intelligence. So let's bring in Riley Griffin. She's in studio today, tech reporter with Bloomberg News. So Riley, let's talk about the deal. Why are we seeing this wave of tech companies looking for more energy sources?
Well, you said it, Juliet. This is all about the demand for energy to power AI and the data centers. Meta itself has said this year that it plans to spend upwards of $70 billion in capital expenditures, largely to fund that AI powerhouse momentum. And what we're seeing today with Constellation really is about supporting the grid. It's about clean energy and nuclear and ensuring reliability of energy because this plant was actually at risk of closure.
All right, so speaking of Meta's AI ambitions, they go beyond just the chat bots, correct? So
No doubt.
Why don't we talk about Zuckerberg's plan and where it puts Meta in this AI race right now?
Unlike OpenAI and Anthropic, what we're seeing right now is that Meta is trying to apply AI across its suite of companies. That includes Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. And at the end of the day, Meta is an advertising company. So it's trying to improve the advertising tools that it provides to brands around the world and that fuel its revenue.
All right, Riley, thank you so much. We'll see you in our studio with more tech news for us.
Thank you.
All right.
Now on to hydrogen storage innovation from FAMU-FSU aims to power zero-emission aircraft by 2035. Hydrogen Fuel News written by Alicia Moore, June 2nd, 2025. As the aviation industry races to cut emissions, a group of engineers at the FAMU-FSU College of Engineering just might be changing the game. In late May 2025, led by Professor Wei Guo, the team unveiled a breakthrough in hydrogen storage, a sleek new liquid hydrogen delivery system built with sustainable aviation in mind. This isn't a tweak to existing jet fuel system, it's a ground-up revamp, purpose-built for the hybrid electric aircraft of tomorrow. Ones that could carry up to 100 passengers without pumping out a single puff of CO2. Developed at the Joint Engineering College between Florida A&M University and Florida State University, this innovation stands out by doing double duty, storing hydrogen and managing heat in one smart, integrated package. Hydrogen has long been one of the most promising bets in the zero-emission technology space. It packs 3 times the energy per kilo compared to jet fuel and burns without releasing carbon dioxide. The catch, it's tricky to store and deliver, especially in airplanes where space is tight and every pound matters. Gu's team cracked that nut by keeping the hydrogen as a super liquid, cold liquid at 253 degrees Celsius. And using that cold to cool down vital on-board electronics. It's a bold, elegant solution that's as efficient as it is effective. Instead of treating fuel and cooling as separate problems, this system combines them. Liquid hydrogen weaves its way through staged heat exchangers, cooling superconductive generators, cables, and high output electronics before being warmed up and sent to the fuel cells. That means fewer parts, less bulk, and way more efficiency. Even better, the hydrogen flows through the system completely pump-free. No clunky mechanical components here. Instead, it's all pressure regulation. Injecting gas to boost pressure or venting to ease it off. Automatically adjusted based on sensor feedback and demand from the power system. It's smart engineering that just works. In simulations, the setup delivers a solid 0.25 kilograms of hydrogen per second, powering up 16.2 megawatts, plenty for takeoff or emergency boosts. One of the specs turning heads is the system's 62% gravimetric efficiency. In plain terms, that means nearly 2/3 of the system's total weight is usable hydrogen. That's huge. Most systems struggle to top 50% once you factor in tanks, insulation, and other gear. This leap forward gives aircraft designers some serious breathing room when it comes to overall weight and energy efficiency. This tech is part of NASA's integrated zero-emission aviation project, a nationwide effort bringing together top minds to reimagine air travel by 2035. Having NASA in the mix adds serious credibility, not to mention the kind of support that turns bold ideas into real-world breakthroughs. With the design and simulations wrapped up, Professor Gu's team is now moving into the next big phase, building the hardware. Their sights are set on creating a full-scale prototype at the Center for Advanced Power Stations at FSU. That's where they'll test everything: cooling capability, flow rate, efficiency, under real-world conditions, proving the system isn't just great on paper. If all goes well in the testing phase, this system could shake up far more than aviation with its tightly woven hydrogen storage and cooling system. The same blueprint could be adapted for hydrogen-powered trucks, ships, and even large-scale stationary power systems. It's a roadmap for how hydrogen infrastructure might be built across the clean energy landscape, not just in the sky, but everywhere. Commercial rollout isn't expected until around 2035, but the foundation is already making waves. Air travel makes up about 2 to 3% of global CO2 emissions and isn't exactly easy to electrify. That's why pushing the limits with fuel cell technology and integrated systems like this is so critical. Why this particular advance is getting so much attention. At the team at FAMU-FSU didn't just improve hydrogen storage, they reimagined how hydrogen fits into the entire aircraft. By blending fuel delivery and cooling into one fluid efficient process, they've carved out a path. Yes, a path that could turn hydrogen aviation from a dream into runway-ready reality. This is how sustainable aviation takes flight. Personal thoughts: absolutely fantastic. All this new technology that is changing the world. And more information can be found on natural law under suppressed technology at thekingdomofcanada.ca. Yes, thekingdomofcanada.ca. On to CTV News. Alberta pushes for interprovincial pipeline as PM meets with premiers. June the 9th, 2025. As the PM meets with premiers on key projects, Alberta's Danielle Smith looks to gain BC support for a new interprovincial pipeline. CTV's Jeremy Sharon reports. The video is courtesy of CTV News.
Engaging with the premiers on big projects of national interest. Alberta wants one of those projects to be a new pipeline that crosses provincial borders. And as CTV's Jeremy Sharon shows us, Premier Danielle Smith is set on convincing her BC counterpart to get on board.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith isn't backing off her pitch for a new interprovincial pipeline.
There's some things that we need to do to address some of the objections, but I think that the Team Canada spirit is going to prevail in the end.
Smith has already told the Prime Minister a new pipeline is the top priority for her province. Alberta hasn't named any potential projects yet, but Prairie Premiers are pitching an energy corridor between Churchill, Manitoba in the Hudson Bay, Alberta's oil sands, and west to BC's north coast around Prince Rupert. The objection is to the western portion. BC's Premier has been clear as recently as last week he's not on board.
Her vision for a North Coast pipeline is many, many years off, and there's no proponent at this point.
Pushback Danielle Smith doesn't appear worried about.
I'm saying that I'm going to convince David Eby of it because I know that this is good for the country. I know that he's on Team Canada, and I can't imagine in the end that if we meet the issues that have been raised by British Columbia, that he would go off Team Canada.
The pipeline's route and buy-in from Indigenous communities are chief among concerns Alberta would have to address with BC, and industry experts say there would likely be other challenges too.
It would make a lot of sense to see that developed for Canada's national interest. Because we've had such a terrible experience developing projects over the last 10 years, there are no private sector proponents for this project.
The Prime Minister has been clear his government wouldn't impose a project on any province that isn't in favor of it, and says a consensus would be required for any project to move forward.
My personal thoughts. The building of our natural resources, terrific. Brings so many jobs to the people. As the unemployment rate has risen to 7% unemployed. Quantum teleportation will blow your mind this circuit, March the 27th, 2025. With major breakthroughs in the study of quantum teleportation, the boundaries of engineering and physics are ever expanding. Though the teleportation of people may require the magic of Star Trek, scientists have discovered how to teleport information without emails or Wi-Fi signals. Learn more about the phenomenon of quantum entanglement and the hard work of researchers at Northwestern University to conduct large-scale quantum computing. Video courtesy of The Circuit. Here we go.
May be the final frontier. But here on Earth, two researchers, Professor Prem Kumar of Northwestern and Professor David Lucas of the University of Oxford, are going where no one has gone before, pushing the boundaries of engineering and physics with quantum teleportation. In Star Trek, transporters convert matter into energy, beam it across space, and reassemble it, allowing instant travel, daring rescues, and the occasional mishap. Hello, Circuiteers. Of course, we can't actually teleport people just yet, but scientists and engineers have figured out a way to teleport information without relying on emails or Wi-Fi signals. Here's how it works. At the heart of teleportation is entanglement. An entanglement? Yes. Not that kind of entanglement. Quantum entanglement is a strange phenomenon where two particles, no matter how far apart, are basically Vulcan mind melded together. Change one and the other changes instantly. It's like having a twin who finishes your sentences, except that twin is on the other side of the universe. Researchers at Northwestern University, led by Professor and engineer Prem Kumar, just pulled off a major breakthrough. They've teleported quantum information through fiber optic cables. That's right, the same ones carrying your internet, cat videos, and streams of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. with millions of light particles, aka photons, zipping through. But trying to send delicate quantum data through this chaos is like trying to navigate a spaceship in a meteor shower. But don't worry, Northwestern researchers have found a loophole. They've tuned the quantum particles to a special wavelength that avoids interference, and boom, they proved quantum information can survive the digital traffic jam. Surviving the digital traffic jam is one thing, but the process of building a quantum computer is an entirely different story. It's like trying to build a USS Enterprise with nails and a hammer. Technically, it's possible, but it's extremely difficult. One of the biggest roadblocks in quantum computing is scalability, which refers to the ability to increase the number of qubits, which are the basic unit of information in quantum computing systems that enable more complex problems to be solved. Oxford University researchers led by Professor David Lucas have solved this problem, bringing quantum computing closer to large-scale practical use. They've successfully connected two separate quantum processors into a single, fully integrated quantum computer by using a photonic network interface and optical fibers. The experiment uses quantum teleportation to execute logical quantum gates across modules, much like a Star Trek transporter, opening the door to a scalable alternative to single-device quantum computers. What the Oxford study does is lays the foundation for future large-scale quantum computing while also advancing efforts to develop quantum internet for more secure communications. Star Trek's iconic transporters were the sci-fi vision of the creator, Gene Roddenberry. And just like Mr. Roddenberry, our engineers and scientists have envisioned a future we're moving towards at warp speed. Fiction. Warp speed is fiction. How about we say moving towards the future very quickly?
Exciting, exciting. I have a short clip from a Star Trek segment on Replicator. Enjoy this one.
It's this device. What does it do?
That's a standard food replicator.
Can it be used to create bioweapons?
Not unless you count Mr. Neelix's Boolean souffle. Let me show you. Computer, 1 slice of New York cheesecake. This is an old Earth delicacy.
How do I know you're not trying to poison me?
Please. Oh, I never imagined.
Is this the first time you've tried that?
Of course not. It's just that I usually avoid foods that are this rich. I do have a figure to maintain. Oh, I better get another for you. Computer, another slice of cheesecake. Here.
What other foods can that device create?
Fun. My personal thoughts. I believe that we are here now. Teleportation and replicators. What do you think? Check out the natural law decrees in the Kingdom of Canada. The Kingdom of Canada.ca. Yes. The Kingdom of Canada.ca. Out of control fire. Wildfire near Port Alberni grows to 15 hectares, believed to be human caused. Written by Jeff Lawrence, June 9, 2025. A wildfire burning south of Sprout Lake near Port Alberni grew overnight to 15 hectares and is suspected to have been human caused, according to the latest update from fire officials. The Nahaman Mountain wildfire was discovered Sunday and determined to be roughly 10 hectares in size, according to the BC Wildlife Service. As of Monday at 9 a.m., it had grown to about 15 hectares. The BC Wildfire Service has also updated the suspected cause of the wildfire to indicate humans likely sparked the blaze. 2 initial attack crews and 1 unit crew from BCWS have been deployed to the fire, while 2 helicopters are also responding. Now, Hammond Mountain is approximately 7 kilometers south of Sprout Lake and 30 kilometers west of Port Alberni. The wildfire remains out of control, meaning it is anticipated to spread beyond the current perimeter or control line. BCWS currently has a fire danger rating on most of the Vancouver Island at a moderate rating, though Port Alberni and the South Island are listed at high danger, meaning new fires may start easily, burn vigorously, and challenge fire suppression efforts. Personal thoughts. This fire was human caused. So, was it done purposely? Each year, many fires caused by humans have been destroying so much of our beautiful forests, but also caused so much damage to the plant life, animal life, human life, and family homes and businesses. Do you think that there should be a full forensic audit in all these fires caused by human error done under natural law? And you can find more info about natural law in the Kingdom of Canada.ca. Yes, the Kingdom of Canada.ca. Where are the water bombers? Why did they remove the water bombers from BC and now we have all this fire? Now going on to a flying car. Now that would be fun. That's what I want, a flying car. Great way to see the countryside. It'll be a lot of fun. Closing. I am Cindy Lorraine Grais of CLG View Point, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for you being here with me today. If you feel compelled to, please share this forum with others. Now, I've put together a short video on today's fashion. Enjoy. Have a truly wonderful day. See you on Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. And in the Kingdom of Canada, Divina Anima, day 16, year 035. Until we see you again,